the podcast if you are listening via my podcast instead of watching this on YouTube. My name is Danny. I am your host, and today I'm here to answer the question, how do I stay on track with my macros, with my food, with my tracking when I'm out of town? This is the question that I frequently get from my clients who are learning how to understand. So before I dive into that, I do want to mention quickly that, so my family has a teen and she was a soccer player, therefore kicking cancer, Kelly. And so we do our best to put funding towards brain cancer research. So go down and click on the virtual 5K race, and you can make a donation and send in your 5K time, whether you do it on a treadmill or outside, walk, run, whatever. Take a picture of your finishing time, and you can be entered into, into the 5K. So that's really cool. We've never done a virtual one before, so we're excited to see how it goes. Now on to answering the question of the day, which is one that I frequently get. There are 5 key components that I came up with that I want you to think about. And not all of them, actually most of them aren't specifically related to the numbers and the data. It's a lot of out of town. So if you're going on vacation, maybe it's a work trip, that plays into how you want to approach your nutrition while you're away from home. Are you in a maintenance kind of happy lifestyle phase where you're not really tracking things, but you want to make sure that you just kind of keep it in the forefront of your mind and you don't want to go overboard? What boundaries do you want to set for yourself? So if you are training for something specifically and you do want to stay on track with your nutrition, what boundaries are you going to have in place? Are you going to go out to eat? Are you going to limit going out to eat? Are you going to go out to eat but limit the drinks that you have? Are you not going to go out to eat at all? Are you going to prep all of your meals before you head out of town and bring everything with you? Are you going to bring your food scale with you? Are you only going to eat home cooked meals? There's a lot to consider, and knowing where you're going to set those boundaries ahead of homes and family, friends' houses that always have something there. So what do you want to put in place so that you either distance yourself from those snacks and on paper and pencil? I had a piece of fruit and I had a piece of yogurt, I had a cup of yogurt with breakfast. And for lunch, I had a salad with grilled chicken. For dinner, maybe I had a serving size of steak and broccoli, So are you that basic at that basic level of tracking, or are you at a place where you are measuring out and weighing everything with that food scale and saying, I had 2 ounces of this, 4 ounces of that. I'm looking at my macro. If you usually have a range of 10 grams for each macronutrient that you're trying to hit, maybe you're going to enlarge that range. And it's up to you or you and your specific coach to decide what your approach is going to be. So that's number 3. So now we've got our goals, we've got our guidelines, and then we've got to decide what degree of tracking effort are we going to put in and know this ahead of time. Number 4 is your circumstances are totally different when you arrive at your vacation location. Then that changes things. So you want to know this ahead of time. Are they planning on taking you out and showing you a town? Are you staying in a hotel? Does the hotel have room service? Do they have a restaurant? Or is it just, the breakfast buffet? So all of these things you have to consider. That way you can make sure that your plan matches the environment when you actually arrive at that location. So that's 4. So as a recap, we've got our goals, we've got our boundaries, we know the degree that we want to track to, and now we know what our accommodations are looking like. And then number 5 is going to be communication. So we know what we want to do. We know our nutrition. Do they know that you do not want to have dessert? Do they know that you're limiting your alcohol? If they don't know this, then they might take you to their favorite bar and you might be tempted. If they don't know, they can't help you. They can't hold you accountable. Not that it's necessarily their job to hold you accountable, but if they don't know, then they're going to potentially put you in an environmental situation or circumstance where you're going to feel tempted. So nutrition goals, so that they don't ask you to do things that will be outside of those goals. So that's going to wrap things up for today. And that's your basic lesson on how to track your food when you're out of town. A lot of times you are going to have to estimate, and that's back to kind of the previous nutrition video that I had where we talked about how to out at restaurants. So I want you to go and reference that video if you haven't seen it yet. Go through those 5 steps and you're going to be just fine. Have an awesome Saturday. Have a good weekend. I know a lot of you are at home. You're maybe in quarantine and email today too. So if you want that link, kellykickingcancer.org, and scroll down to the virtual 5K Shamrock Sprint, and you can participate and make a donation for a good cause there. Okay, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next video. I'm probably going to film a workout video tomorrow, a banded home workout video. So I will see you in that video. And if you follow me on Instagram, I will put it on my stories probably about 30 minutes to an hour before I